speak. I'm going to talk about fiscal responsibility as I see it. My specific concern is the money that is allocated to the Florida Department of Health and their recent sex survey. Over 4,100 young women between the ages of 18 and 24 received surveys in the mail from the state. Intrusive and personal questions about young women's sexual behavior were asked. Many of these were absolutely ridiculous. For example, has someone you were personally involved with put holes in your condom to make you pregnant? Seriously? Other questions about being too in the heat of the moment and decided to go with the flow rather than stop and use contraception. The compilers of this survey sent $10 gift cards to women completing the survey. So far, the cost for this has cost us, the taxpayers of Florida, $46 million. For this money, let's consider the following. No young men were sent a survey indicating the state's perceived total responsibility on the part of the women. If the survey was meant for women to consider the consequences, shouldn't it have been sent to the men as well? How about questions to the men about, forcing a woman to have sex, promising to pull out, promising to marry her if she became pregnant, and do you men use a condom, etc.? Don't you think that these answers would be a little more eye-opening in dealing with the subject? To date, nothing has been done with the statistics compiled. Only 19% of the 4,100 women have answered this intrusive and personal survey. And how much more taxpayer money will be spent on any compilation, recommendations, and implementation? The state determines how the Title Fund funding goes. And the Title Fund statute authorizes the goal to improve the quality of family planning services, assisting clinics with responding to client needs, including training, data collection, and information dissemination. But I don't really think that this survey is accomplishing this goal. It, to me, seems apparent that the survey is the equivalent to closing the barn door after the horse has left. Too little, too late, and these after-the-fact questions which do nothing more than embarrass most recipients. I'm sure you're not comfortable with this subject as well. I think my biggest concern is that this same legislature that banned the word uterus in the session, it would sanction questions like, were you excited by the thought of unprotected sex? And this is the same legislature that's against the Affordable Care Act, which would really concentrate on proactive sexual contraception rather than reactive, and not sanction the intrusive questioning of young women. A better way to spend the money might be preventative, maybe with Planned Parenthood, although I know you're not comfortable with Planned Parenthood, even though they do a fantastic job of educating and helping with family planning. So in that case, perhaps the money can be better invested into comprehensive sex education classes in our schools, starting maybe at the junior high level before women become sexually active. Statistics prove that young girls and young boys that are better educated will make better choices. And as a taxpayer, I ask that you just make a better productive appropriation of Title X funds.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here.